Well, hello there, muses. How you guys doing? It's Naiah with the Millionaire Muse, and I'm back with another video. Like, subscribe, share. I want to start off by purifying our energy with our Pablo Santo, our Santo Pablo, however you want to say it. Oh, are you looking at me? Oh, you were wondering where that sad girl was? She died in the last video. We ain't got time to be sad. Okay, cool. Moving on. Oh, I even had a death for her. Y'all remember that? Yeah, I was crying. It was crazy. I was crying. It was bad. All right, so let's go ahead and purify our space. Let's elevate. Let's magnetize. And let's mastermind these goals and this success that we're manifesting this 2025 summer. So we're just gonna go ahead and purify our space. Get the vibes ready for our energy, get the universe ready for our energy, allowing God to just come into our hearts, into our life, into our spirit, and just allowing everything that we desire and that we ever wanted to just allow it to just manifest into our reality. We are the masterminds of our ship, and God ordains and vessels all of the things, people, places, products, procedures that we need in place to win, because he'll never let us fail. That's not what he wants for us. Like he says, before I formed you in your womb, you guys know the rest for my Bible folk. Jeremiah 29:11. All right, so we're here to talk about everything muse. Hey muses, once again, hey. So I want to start by saying thank you for tuning in again to this next segue. We talked about everything me. We talked about motherhood, my son being my soulmate in the last video. We also talked about the death and the rebirth. So now we're on our rebirth journey. We are rebuilding, rebirthing, and we are not taking no for an answer in this season. So can I get a type amen laid down below? Because we are not settling for less. We are not allowing the old versions of us to literally manipulate the new version of us, because that's all it's doing. And we're definitely not giving space to energy, people, places, or things that no longer serve our higher version of ourselves. So this video is going to be all about what this channel is going to be about. I'm going to be tapping more into, in the beginning of the video, let's just talk quickly about how, let's just talk quickly about how it all came about. So this channel was birthed through a place that I was in my life. I went through a significant breakup about maybe 2016 or something like that. Probably like the most devastating thing that has ever happened to me emotionally was this breakup. So now I'm in a place of just trying to emotionally visualize this next chapter in my life. I'm in this place trying to just really anchor myself, because I've not ever been hurt that bad before, right? Like people say, once you get hurt that one time, you turn into a straight up purple emoji demon with a smile on their face. Well, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to come from a place of empowerment, because I'm not a person that believes in hurting other people. I believe in hurt people healing and attracting healed people, because that's healthy, right? So I'm speaking to my cousins, and I'm speaking to my father, and I'm speaking to different people, and they're like, Naiah, people need to hear how you bring yourself back from these things. People need to understand that it's just not as deep as it really feels on surface level. But we are supposed to feel deeply, but we're not supposed to internalize the depth, right? And I'm talking to my cousin, and she's like, Naiah, you should really be a motivational speaker. The first time I heard that was in 2016 or 15. Okay, that was the first time. And the second time, I'm talking to my dad, and I'm just going over the different things. This all had to do, still focusing on my hurt, still pulling myself from the ashes. That breakup really did a number on me. And my dad was like, you know what? I'm very impressed. You should really consider, creating some kind of channel, or like talking to girls or talking to people and things of that nature. So then I got into therapy. This is like maybe 2016, 2017. So that's the second time I heard it. Then I got into therapy, and my therapist had told me, she was like, man, you should be like a life coach. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Granted, I'm paying her, and she's a life coach. Go figure. So I said, oh, you know what, thank you for the compliment. I've never really considered it, you know? At the time I was cutting hair, being a barber, you know, just exploring that whole stylist life. And you guys all know how that stylist life is. If it ain't, go shout out to my stylists on the channel. So I said, you know what? These are just coincidences, right? So then I'm speaking to my sister one day and she said the same thing. She was like, man, like you just have such a gravitating energy to you. I think that you should try to use this for a platform. Like whether you can like get on stage and like talk to people. I mean, find a product that you believe in and just like run it into the ground because people will listen. And I'm like, okay, thank you. This was like the maybe 2020 era, whatever, after I opened up my salon, right? So I said, not even whatever, but thank you for that. So now I'm like, I think I'm on number 4 or 5 people telling me the same thing. So I went through because we have to go through our journey. Nothing happens before its time. Nothing happens before God's timing. Nothing happens before anything besides God meeting purpose with plan with a prepared person. There's no luck. It is literally those 3 things. Proper planning prevents poor performance. A prepared person is presented with an opportunity and it meshes together and makes greatness, right? So I said to myself, I said, man, Naiah, you keep hearing this, but I have no foundational system. I'm cutting hair. I don't really see myself on stage talking to people about hair cutting and S&P and you know, I believe in this product because I love to do it and it scratches my creativity, but it's not soulful enough. I'm a soulful person. I need to touch, I need to cry, I need to, you know, I'm a soulful individual. I'm very animated. So like, how animated can you get about a haircut? Not very much. So I said to myself, I said, you know what? This is okay. God's gonna give me the platform. So right after I went through the divorce spell, I'm talking to a spiritual life coach hypnotherapist. I have spent so much money on therapy, spiritual grounding, healing work. There is not a dollar amount in this world that I will not spend on my emotional stability. Because let me tell you, when it's gone, you're in a Looney Tune and they write you off and they're gonna be like, oh my God, she was so right. Exactly. He was so okay. You know, so I said to myself, I said, you know what, Naiah? I need to come from a place of power. What is going to be my story? What am I going to tell these people? What am I going to talk about? Are they even going to listen? So I said, you know what? The divorce. And I said, oh, that's too touchy. That's too sensitive. That's too this. Oh my God. Blah, blah, blah. And then I said, no, come from a place of power. How I rebuilt myself after my divorce, my child completely turning on me emotionally, not wanting anything to do with me because he was at the age bracket where he had to blame somebody. He chose to blame me. Like, I mean, it was the roughest shit that I've ever faced in my life. And that was my rebirth. I consider myself a butterfly. I went into my cocoon. I gathered my thoughts. I gathered my emotions. I gathered my understanding. And I went full force on rebuilding myself. And I think as humans, we focus so much on the problem and we cannot even look to see what the solution is. That glow up period after a breakup, that glow is you looking at your old self in the mirror. You know, you see those TikToks and those Instagrams, like what she left and who she cheated on or who he cheated on, what he left. And it's just like this girl that completely transforms into this bad chick, or it's this guy that's like, God darn, was that inside of you? It's motivation for you to win. And I think that as humans, we look at it wrong. We're like, oh, they did this to me. Oh, I'm so hurt. Oh, I'm the biggest victim. I can't take accountability for anything. And oh, this relationship was broken before I got into it. And we make all these excuses and we won't look at ourselves. And if I do this, look at all these fingers pointing back at me. Right? So we have to take responsibility for the people that we choose to have children with, the people that we choose to partner with. And a wise man once told me, who you choose as your partnership will identify your life. So I rebuilt myself from the ground up, brick by brick, piece by piece. I was partying, I was going out, I was staying out late, I was having a good time, I was balancing out my transitional change with my son. I was pouring into my son. I was making sure that my son felt loved, fed, held, appreciated, even when he wanted nothing to do with me. I still reinforced that emotional support, even when it was the most hurtful to me. I still kept persevering. I still kept stabilizing myself in my ways. I still kept going. And though I drunk wine halfway through the journey. It doesn't matter how we got there. We listen and we don't judge. We got there, okay? Sauvignon Blanc type girl. So no longer though, because we're putting her down for a while. We have to focus. So yes, even though this look with the wine glass, but no, not doing it. Okay. So I rebuilt myself, and there's so much power in rebuilding because we're so scared to do it. There's so much power in finding the resources. There's so much power in us taking the steps to say to ourselves that we deserve better, and it's okay to deserve better and to mean that from the inside of our hearts. You're not failing. You're not giving up on your family. You're not giving up on anybody but yourself, because when it's all said and done and you're in that rocking chair and you got more wrinkles than you can count, did you do yourself a service? That's when I woke up. I said, I am not living my life like this anymore. That's when I said, you know what? Today is a pivotal moment of my greatness. So I'm calling on every single person that has went through hell and back, has a hand to stand, has legs to stand on and a hand to raise, that you're ready for your pivotal moment. It is time for you to change. You cannot change anything but yourself. You can't change that parent that did show up for you. You can't change that teacher that talked bad about you. You can't change those friends that talked about you behind your back. You can't change anybody but you. And until you wake up and realize that you're the root and the master of your destiny, you'll never be successful. You'll never have a successful family life. You'll never have a successful husband. You'll never have a successful wife. You'll never have a successful relationship with your kids, because you are not choosing to look at yourself in the mirror and say, what can I do better for my now? I may not be able to say, let me play this lottery ticket and then I'm going to win the lotto. But you could play a lottery ticket on yourself every single day. Give yourself an emotional dollar. This is for your growth. This is for your development. This is for your change. This is for your evolution. This is for your parentinghood. This is for you breaking generational curses. This is for you. So it's like, whether you win or not, you're still winning. Because you're putting, and that's a great analogy. If you know how we collect change in those big water buckets back in the day, you used to go to your auntie's house and your cousin's house, and they had that huge water bucket in their bedroom of all the money they spent. You should do, we should create a challenge, and I think I'm gonna do it. Every single morning, I dedicate a coin or a dollar. And I think this should be a challenge that I'm gonna actually make real, because you're paying your future self. Man, all I got today is 10 cents, but I'm going to give that to my future self. Man, all I got today extra today is 5 cents, but I'm going to give that to my future self. And then tell yourself stuff. I'm depositing greatness. This 5 cents is me taking accountability. This 20 cents is me showing up better tomorrow. This $1 is me telling myself that I will not be what my parents gave me. I'm going to be better than that. This $2 is me taking the kids out, putting my cell phone in the car and giving them my undivided attention. This $5, I'm going to put this $5 away, and this $5 is going to go towards me sitting down and having a healthy conversation with my parents with no judgment. Oh, my mother's never going to change. My father's never going to change. They're not going to change, but your perception of how they show up in your life does, and it can, and it will. So this is the paradigm shift video from the old version of me into the new version of me, and I'm going to take you guys on this journey step by step. Prayer, meditation, and your spiritual warfare is all inside. Everything that you're looking for is inside of you. God put it there. So there's no need to stress. There's no need to have anxiety. Anxiety is just your higher self tugging on you, saying, this doesn't feel good no more. Your anxiety is saying, this job don't serve us no more. Your anxiety is saying, this group of friends, this ain't it. We're so scared to leave people behind, but we don't forget that the real person that's getting left behind is the elevated version of us. I know so many people that will never leave their hometown because of, well, my grandma stays there and I took my first steps right there. And it's like, What about the power and the unknown? What if you packing up your stuff and taking a chance on yourself is your generational curse that was broken because you did that? Now you have a generation of kids. How do you think that people move from one state to the next, and then the next state they got a whole legacy that they built? They do it all the time. So this video is mainly for those that are ready to pivot. Where my pivoting kings and queens at? Where the folks that don't want to make excuses? Where the folks that say, you know what? It ain't gonna be tomorrow, it's gonna be today. Where my today folks at? Where are my today people at? Holla at your girl. Put your hand up in the comments. Yo, I'm here today. Not tomorrow. It's going to be today. I'm going to do it today. So, I'm going to leave you with this. And I'm going to keep saying it. Faith of a mustard seed could move a mountain. And I'm going to say it in every single video, in every which way, in every single way. And I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to keep saying it, and I'm going to keep saying it, because if you could only realize how small a mustard seed is, you would realize the power of that statement. I moved to Florida on faith. I had my son with faith, by faith. I got married by faith. I opened up my business, quit my job by faith. I sold my business, got into the financial space by faith. And I've been winning ever since. I was winning before then. So, shakers, movers, winners, hot girl, small girl, tall girl, lavish men, high men, luxury men. I'm celebrating y'all right now because y'all time is now. It's now. Now, Millionaire Muse out.